Hello everyone, it is Nonfiction November, my favorite time of the year. I actually consider it kind of a holiday at my house because I just got so excited a few years ago when Olive at Book Olive started this up. It was honestly what brought me to YouTube, was seeing her videos and feeling like, you know what, yeah, I do have something to offer to the booktube community. So I'm really excited about it, and I think it's a great way to come back. So these are the books that I plan to at least attempt reading. I might put them down if I don't like them. A couple of them have been on my TBR for a really long time. Sorry, I have kids. They're going to be in the background. So let's go ahead and jump right in because I don't want to make this a very long video. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the design prompt. And this one is going to be a little bit wonky weird. I am kind of revitalizing how I'm doing my math teaching. I'm a homeschooling mom, and I have an 11-year-old, a 9-year-old, and almost 5-year-old. I'm always kind of looking at educational theory because that's something that's interesting to me. So some of the nonfiction will represent that, I suppose. But one of the things that I feel like we needed help with was our math curriculum. We use Beast Academy, which I appreciate. It does lots of different games and circular thinking. But my eldest kid was not enjoying math, which means that I need to change what I'm doing. So I picked up this book, What's Math Got to Do with It? Helping Children Learn to Love Their Least Favorite Subject and Why It's Important for America. It's by Joe Bowler, who does Mindset Mathematics, which is a curriculum that I've kind of experimented with a little bit, but I think I'll go a little bit harder in. She talks about approaching math from a different perspective, using it as a language, using it as problem solving, and what America has kind of missed the mark on as far as the rote memorization and doing the worksheets. Do this, this, this. You expect it to get increasingly harder and complicated, but not approaching it as what we do in real life and as a team sport, basically. So I'm really loving this. I'm halfway through it, and it's really bending my mind a lot, and I'm excited about what we're doing. Our math class this morning actually went much better, I think, because of this. So that's one. I'm also picked up Burn Math Class and Reinvent Mathematics for Yourself, which is more kind of adult way of looking at mathematics, and Math with Bad Drawings, which I guess could also be considered for design, illuminating the ideas that shaped our reality. And it's got different drawings in it, so kind of fun. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm not normally the person who picks up math books for fun, but you know, it is fun. It is like it's all in how you write about it, right? The next one is Truth, and I picked up a few different ones, and they fit it for different reasons. This one's Monster She Wrote, the woman who pioneered horror and speculative fiction. I know they're going to talk about Mary Shelley in here, which is one of my favorites. It's got some fun illustrations, very readable, but I know Octavia Butler's in here as well, and I liked her too. So I'm excited to read about some women, the real women behind some of the fiction that I'm enjoying. So that's the first one. I just saw it in the 14-day loan new release shelf, which is my favorite place to just go and see what I find. The next one is another one from that shelf, Love Thy Neighbor, A Muslim Doctor's Struggle for Home in Rural America by Ayaz Virji. And this is about a doctor in Minnesota who goes to be in a more rural location to help out people, and then how he's treated because of his Muslim identity, and how he struggles with it and tries to make it better. So I'm all for that. And I picked this for true because love is really one of the only things that's true to me. And so I thought that worked. The next one has been on my list since I heard it was coming out. This is by Caitlin Dowdy, who does an amazing YouTube channel on like mortician life. She's written a couple different books, Smoke It's in Your Eyes and From Here to Eternity. Also really great books on what actually happens after you die, different death cultures. I love her. I'm all here for her. And she finally came out with a third book, Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? Big Questions from Tiny Mortals About Death. I'm so excited. Plus, my boys are trying to convince my husband and I to get a cat right now. So it was just timely, and I'm so excited. I was the first on the whole list at the library. Anyway, I'm really excited about that one because she writes great books. This one is a graphic novel, and it's called Belonging. A German reckons with history and home. And when I think of true, I a lot of times think of history stuff. World War II is one of the history times that I really find fascinating because of truth, because so many people looked at what they thought was happening or ignored what was really happening to try and live with themselves. And I'm just really intrigued by this. Also, I loved that I just browsed it at the library, found it on the shelf. The design of this is beautiful. So I'm going to count it for design too. Then we have Voice, and this one is Living with a Dead Language, My Romance with Latin by Ann Patty. It got good reviews. I looked online. I'm in the middle of trying to introduce Latin to my kids. It's very important to my husband as part of their education. And I find it interesting. Not my favorite language, so I'm hoping she kind of catches a little bit of fire in me. So voice, language, it works. This one I'm very excited about because I've only heard good things. It's Maybe You Should Talk to Someone by Lori Gottlieb, a therapist, her therapist, and Our Lives Revealed. It's a book written by a therapist about therapy, and that was actually what I studied in my undergrad. I still kind of toy with the idea of going back and getting my master's and doing it. So I'm excited about this one too. The last one was sport. I am not a sport person. There's not much sport that I get excited about since the Chicago Bulls in the 90s. That I was like hardcore for. But after that, not so much. I do show up for the Super Bowl party every year because I've been doing it as my longest standing tradition. But it's really just to talk and eat. No other reason. So I was trying to figure this out. And this one has been on my TBR for like 7 years or something ridiculous. This is 80 Days, Nellie Bly and Elizabeth Bisland's History Making Race Around the World by Matthew Goodman. Nellie Bly has been one of my heroes since I was a little girl. And this is a race. It's about a race. It's about two women. I have no idea why I have not read this yet, but I'm really excited about it. And there's a children's picture book that just came out. I can't remember who wrote it right now. It's A Race Around the World. Carolyn Starr Rose. And I'm buying it for my little girl for her birthday because it's one of my favorite stories. So I'm super pumped to read this because it's just the right time to do it, and I'm going to do it. So, and if I have time, which I won't have time because this month we are coaching a robotics team of higher elementary, lower middle school kids. It's our rookie year. I'm really, there's a lot on the line. There's a whole nother video, but I won't have time. But if I did have time, I would definitely try and finally finish this behemoth. Team of Rivals by Doris Kearns Goodwin about Abraham Lincoln. Again, I've had this on my TBR. It's like over a decade at this point, and my husband still thinks it's hilarious that he's read it. And I haven't finished it yet because it's big books are not my favorite. They're just not. So I'm working on it. But anyway, that's what I'm planning on reading for Nonfiction November, or at least attempting. I would love to hear in the comments if you've read any of these, if you have other suggestions of things that I would like, things I adore, art history, women history, Abraham Lincoln, apparently math, education theory. Yeah, if you have any other things that are exciting about Latin, are you excited about Caitlin Dowdy's Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? Yeah, I just want to know in the comments below what you think, and I will talk to you later. Bye.